What up, everybody? It's your boy Nice1983, and we are back to stream more Fire Emblem Heroes. So I got a lot of complaints last video because I basically had crappy volume control issues. My fault. I totally apologize for those guys. I'm still getting used to doing these direct streams on my mobile device, so it is a new thing for me. I'm still learning all of this, so just keep that in mind. Bear with me. I'm gonna get better at this as time goes along. I hope. I truly do. So I kind of wanna, because there were issues that people had listening to me or just hearing my audio over the game's audio. Again, I do apologize for that. Because of those issues, I want to make sure that I go ahead and I'm going to reiterate some of the things that I said yesterday, some of the conversations I've had about Fire Emblem Heroes, what I think about it, how would I compare it to other mobile games not released just by Nintendo, but by the Pokemon Company, because there are similar models for Pokemon Duel and Fire Emblem Fates, but they're done a little bit differently. So we're going to definitely get into a lot of that. That being said, we're going to go ahead. We're going to start chapter, I believe, 3 today. That's where we stopped the streaming yesterday. It was right as we achieved the point of chapter 3. So I'm looking forward to that. I know that it's definitely the word of conquest. So all my Fire Emblem fans who love Fire Emblem Conquest, let's see if these characters are truly representative of the way you guys remember them from that specific game. I personally haven't played Conquest. The last game I played was Awakening. It feels like ages ago. Not the biggest Fire Emblem fan, but I do see that as being one of Nintendo's key franchises from here on out. They've definitely put a lot of emphasis on it, especially with that Fire Emblem Direct that just happened. So, there's a lot to do here in this game. Like I said, I'm going to reiterate some points that I had in the last episode that didn't quite get across just because, guys, I suck at streaming, but I'm still kind of new to it when it comes to streaming specifically from my cell phone. So we're gonna we're gonna touch upon those points, and hopefully, you guys like, you comment, you subscribe, all that good stuff. You listen to the podcast. Remember, you can hit me up on Twitter at Nice1983, NYCEONE983. And if you're a fan of the Nintendo Power Zone podcast, just go ahead and check us out on iTunes, Google Play Music. You can stream it on Stitcher, and you can watch the live version of the podcast here on YouTube. So plenty of stuff to do. Let's go ahead and start this game because I'm stoked, man. I'm so stoked. Still getting a little used to this interface, so bear with me. Alright, finally we got into the main story. Okay, so we're only on chapter 2. I was wrong. It wasn't chapter 3. I forgot the prologue wasn't actually a chapter. So, forgive me. I can't do math. But, let's go ahead and enter the world of Conquest.
Shall we?
Alright, guys. Now, while I'm here, I just want to point out some of the things that I tried to talk about yesterday that just didn't quite get across. Oh, there's Xander. And except my face is blocking his face, so let me slide over to the side right there. So if you come to battle us, this will be my second time for you to face my blade. We are all bound by a contract with Princess Veronica, yet I am also bound in another way by the deep loneliness I see in her eyes. She reminds me of one of my siblings who was once held captive in a joyless fortress. Perhaps you can understand why I could never oppose her, or perhaps you cannot. Either way, it's time that my family and I put an end to you, Camilla, Leo, and Elise. We battle now. Alright. So, while I, sit here and suck at this model of games, I had people ask me the other day what I thought about this game in comparison to, specifically in comparison to a title like Pokemon Duel. Very similar, basically. You move your pieces across the board, you battle. But here there's not that, holy crap, he's strong. There's not that random element of luck that would happen in you know, Pokemon Duel, because in Pokemon Duel you have the spinning bases. Whatever you land on, that's the attack or the status effect or whatever. Man, they're just thwomping me right now, man. Like, seriously. But there's that random element present in Pokemon Duel that's not present here. This here is a little bit more traditional tactics based. My position essentially determines like how successful I'm going to be in battle. So there's that. You know, your characters all have different strength levels. Like Sharina right now, she's like the boss of my team apparently. At least this early in the game. But yeah, while there's a lot of similarities, there's a lot of key differences. Things that like I think actually play a huge level of importance. Like graphically, this game doesn't really stack up to Pokemon Duel. Like this game is severely petered down by comparison. And it's, you know, I get it. Fire Emblem for Nintendo, it's a big franchise, but it's not like a Mario or a Zelda. So it's not like one of their franchises that's like so important. Damn, he just killed me so quick. It's not one of their franchises that's so important that they want to put as much money as they put into a game like Super Mario Run. Now, personally, I feel that's not so cool because it's like, come on, you know. Every time I see Nintendo step out here in the mobile landscape, I kind of want them to kind of knock it out of the park and just I want them to shut a lot of people up, if that makes any sense. Like, I feel like Nintendo has a lot to prove, especially here in the mobile landscape. Thank you, Sharina. Just because there's a lot of people who throwing shade. They all throwing shade on Nintendo. They all want to hate, and I get it. It's your prerogative, but end of the day, keep in mind that we wouldn't have video games the way they are now if it weren't for a company like Nintendo making the moves that they made back in the 80s. You know, they literally revived console gaming. I think anytime I hear somebody say, you know, Nintendo needs to stop making a console, they need to stop doing this, I honestly get frustrated because it's like, show a little bit more respect, man, because you wouldn't even be playing any video games if it weren't for Nintendo, at least not in the capacity that you play them now. Video games were a dead culture in America. It was still thriving in Japan, but the rest of the world thought video games were just a fad. So let's be real here. So in that aspect, every time Nintendo jumps into the mobile landscape, I want them to just knock that shit out of the park and just shut people up. It's probably not going to happen anytime soon. Like with a game like Fire Emblem Heroes, they use this petered down graphical style, and I get it. Like I said, it's not one of your huge titles. It's not your Mario. It's not your Zelda. It's not your Pokemon. You have to make a game that's kind of based on what your return of investment is. So if they don't think that Fire Emblem Fates was going to be a huge return in investment for them, then I completely understand them not putting all the money behind it that they might have put into a game like Super Mario Run, which Super Mario Run looks fantastic on all platforms. It looks great on iPads. It looks great on iPhones. I'm pretty certain it's gonna look amazing when it comes out on Android phones next year. So next month, next year. It's gonna look great, but you know, Mario's a guaranteed property for Nintendo. He always has been. Mario is like that one franchise that is always completely and irrevocably dependable. So get it. They want to put all their money behind that. But in this instance, Fire Emblem kind of suffered. But if you look at other games that are kind of using a similar model, Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key came out in 2016, and that game is very similar to Fire Emblem Fates with its art style, and I don't hear anybody complaining that Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key looks like crap. You know, they use very cartoony character models in that game, or sprites in that game. I mean, there is some customability to those sprites. You can, you know, obviously your main character you can dress them up to like Sora or Riku or Winnie the Pooh or Mickey Mouse, however you want to, you know, take that, whatever direction you want that character to be in, you have that option. Ultimately, though, Fire Emblem is a game that's kind of steeped in its tradition, so you don't want the characters to stray too far from their original model. And since there's no avatar character specifically in this game, they refer to you as the hero. They never actually put an avatar on the field for you to control directly. You basically control the Fire Emblem heroes that you see in front of us. But apparently we just beat Xander. I'm talking a lot. Let's continue with the gameplay here. You will never survive the battles next to come. Each of us with our loyal retainers at our side. Alright, so we're moving on to Chapter 2, Part 2, Lovely Boom.
We will triumph.
Another comparison I want to make to Pokemon Duel real quick is the orb system here, or is it the orb system? I don't know what is the system that controls your play. We'll look at it as soon as we're done here. But Pokemon Duel uses something called battery points. So
Let's go.
each of your battery points gets used up through quest mode gameplay. Now, with Pokemon Duel, if you run out of battery points, which is really hard to do, they give you 110 and they refresh every 2 minutes. That, in my opinion, it gets really hard to run out of battery points. You're going to have to be losing matches in Pokemon Duel against the computer to really lose out. To really lose in general, just those battle points. Let's go ahead and do a support move right here. And we'll send Anna out for this bitch. But yeah, you get plenty of opportunity. Man, that... I am not doing too hot here.
As you will.
Let's see if we can tear down this wall. So we're gonna move our pieces to the side a little bit. These two are boosting. Yeah, but you would have to be losing battles to the computer in Pokemon Duel frequently to run out of battery points. Like, the lowest I've ever gotten was actually 75, and I just lost Anna. This is bad because she's kind of core to the team. She's one of the better strikers on the team, so losing her is kind of a big deal. I really can't afford to be losing too many. I can't lose another character at this point. And Pokemon Duel, with Fire Emblem Heroes, you use, I can't remember what the thing is. I don't know if it's the orbs or not, but you have your points here that you get a chance to use. We'll do some support. But each mission has a different cost amount. With Pokemon Duel, the cost amount I don't think is actually varied at all. So you're using however many you're using. Damn, look at the character art when you start taking some hits. You didn't notice that the first time around, but when you start taking a lot of damage, like, your character, like, they start getting their ass kicked. Alright, we took that bitch out. But yeah, it's different that way. And I think the other part of Pokemon Duel that's a little bit better, even if you were to, however, run out of battery points, ultimately you would still have the ability to play the game in a competitive mode online. So you don't really lose anything in Pokemon Duel. So that's the nice part, is that you might run out of ability, you might run out of moves, but eventually you're gonna be alright, because you can just go ahead and compete with somebody online. You have multiple options to do that. You have your league matches and you have your room matches. So there are some key differences.
Yes.
I don't feel like there's anything too, like, vastly different about either game. Damn, that was a nice attack. They play very similarly. What it really comes down to is the whole factor of luck. Like, in Pokemon Duel, there's a luck system there that is completely not present in this game. So I actually appreciate that this game doesn't have the luck factor. I don't know if it necessarily increases my enjoyment to not have the luck factor. I kind of like that random element in Pokemon Duel. But, like I said, we don't necessarily need it either. So either way, it's all good. Alright. So it's actually not the orbs, it's your stamina points. So your stamina points would be equivalent to the battery points that you get in Pokemon Duel. Very similar concepts. These games are actually structured pretty similarly. They're both strategy type games where you can't just beat the game or a particular player by not using a decent amount of strategy. Alright, so we know that red beats green, but blue beats red.
My turn.
So, should pay a lot of attention to these charts. but still.
Let's go.
I'm having a lot of fun with this game so far,
Yes. Shall we?
but it remains to be seen how much I will ultimately like this game. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a huge Fire Emblem guy. The only game in the series I've played is Awakening, and like I said, that felt like ages ago at this point. Oh, nice. Alright. There are a lot of, like I said, plenty of similarities to Pokemon.
Onward.
There's definitely type matching going on here. So basically you have your type tree in the corner. Very important.
Let's go.
Alright, we're gonna send her to kill. I think she's got this. Nice. She's the boss, dude. Damn. Hit me with that lightning. It's annoying. Alright.
Yes.
We gotta get rid of these fools.
Shall we? Indeed. Quite so. Yes.
Whew. But everybody who's watching right now, thank you for joining me. Don't forget, if you want to comment, subscribe. I've got the chat box open today, so if you have anything you want to just throw out at me, any questions you want to ask, feel free to do so. And always, guys, remember, we just did a new episode of the Nintendo Power Zone last Friday. So basically last week, actually last Saturday. I'm sorry, Saturday. And we actually talked in great detail about Nintendo and their mobile plans thus far and how we feel about them, because it's definitely something that we want to keep our eye on, like how Nintendo continues to move into the mobile landscape. Like, it's important to know that they're making the right moves, because their success, you know, it's kind of hard to determine Nintendo's success, in my opinion. What would you actually consider a success for Nintendo in the mobile world? It's because we just talked about it, but Super Mario Run had 78 million downloads, but only on the free portion of it. And then the remaining part of it, only 5 of the people who made the full purchase, only 5% of people who downloaded it made the purchase. Now, that equates to about $50 million, but keep in mind that Apple is getting its own piece of the pie when it comes to that. So, Nintendo's not completely making 100% of that money, but they're making a substantial amount of money. There are games that, you know, full console games that do not make $50 million. So that being said, is that a success for Nintendo? I would argue yes, but is the attach rate great? Not necessarily. You're starting to see like similar attach rates to people who own Wii games, and people, you know, when the Wii was out, yes, there were 100 and whatever million units out in the world for people to buy, but the attach rate for a lot of these larger games was minimal. So I don't necessarily want to see Nintendo fall into this place where, you know, they make these great games, but the attach rate on the games is low. That being said, I thought Mario Run brought a lot of quality to Endless Runners. We'll never look at an Endless Runner the same again. I think people who make Endless Runners are going to have to step their shit up if they want to compete with what Nintendo's doing. Alright, let's keep on going here, though. But as of this morning, I saw an article saying that Fire Emblem was the number 3 app in the Japanese App Store, and it was doing better than, you know, Puzzles and Dragons, which I think is always like in the Japanese top 5 when it comes to their mobile, you know, their mobile space, which is really good. I mean, Puzzles and Dragons is a big game. To see Fire Emblems, you know, do similar numbers is actually pretty impressive in my opinion. Alright guys, so apparently battery's starting to take a little bit of a hit. Don't worry, we'll get on a charger sooner rather than later. But for right now, we're in no danger. Nice.
Yes.
Now, I might have made a foolish mistake here by
Let's go.
not positioning my archer in a place where he could best strike the Pegasus? I don't know. However you say that. The plural of Pegasus. If anybody knows, throw that in the chat box because I would like to know what the plural of Pegasus is. Damn it. Dang, man. Anna's just starting to get severely outpaced by some of my other characters. And unfortunately, she was my green character who does the best against the blues.
Quite so. Indeed.
Alright, well, we got one of them out of here.
Yes. As you will.
Come on, fight back. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Man, they just going so hard on me right now.
Very well. Let's go.
Get him. Hit him again. Nope. Really hoping for that double hit.
Yes.
Not gonna get it this time around. We got rid of Camilla. Come on, let's go. See, I'm kind of in dire straits right here.
As you will. Quite so.
I gotta figure out how to end this battle. Oh, nice. Brought that out in left field.
Shall we?
Alright, so we can focus more here. And we can end this battle. Perfect. So how would I compare this to Mario Run or Miitomo? So far, like we said, we know that this is Nintendo's third mobile title. As much as people dislike Miitomo, I personally like Miitomo. It's a creative way. It's a way for people to be creative with the Mii characters that have become a stable platform for Nintendo fans. I have been associated with my Mii now for 10 years. And I love my Mii. It is completely representative of who I am as a gamer. And I always want to see my Mii. From this point forward, I think Miis are important to the landscape. It's your avatar. Now, I know a lot of other consoles have moved away from the whole avatar structure, but I like it. And having Miitomos be like the ambassadors, the way that you bridge your 3DS, your Switch, your Wii U, your computer, having that be the ambassador for all of these titles, it's important. And Miitomo is the way that is the place where you go to truly customize your character the way you do. So I don't dislike Miitomo. Mario Run, I adore Mario Run. It's a great game. It's got these great Mario mechanics that just feel so right. And so far, this game, of the three, I think it's stronger than Miitomo, but I don't think it's the strongest Super Mario Run. So I think a lot of more people will feel like they're getting more value out of this game. But personally, as of this moment, we're less than 24 hours with the game. I personally don't feel the same kind of connection that I felt to Mario Run. So it looks like we're about to battle Xander one more time. Princess Veronica said that the Order of Heroes had the advantage of the legendary summoner. Clearly that is true. Still, we'll put a stop to you now. Laszlo, Perry, let's show them we will not fall to their force. So this looks like it will be the end of the chapter, which means after we finish this chapter, I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream. I'm going to get my phone on a charger, and I'll probably pick up a little bit later on. So,
onward.
Actually, we should pay attention to the colors. Alright, so red beats green, green beats blue, and blue beats red.
My turn. As you will.
So we should totally be shifting our focus.
Very well. Yes.
Oh, wow. Xander is not playing right now. At all. He is legit saying no, no games.
Indeed. Yes. Let's go.
So we put a little bit of, well, we tried to put a little bit of coverage on Anna, but no, she fell. That's bad. She's fallen consistently in the last 3 matches for me. I am doing her a disservice. And Xander ain't no joke, man. He is really wanting to jack me up.
My turn.
See if Serena has better luck with him. Yep. Yeah, she's been beast moding. So right now, she's definitely my best character. I have yet to summon anybody. It's on the docket, guys. When we come back, when we stream again, we will be doing a summon for the first time.
As you will.
Whew. One of my favorite aspects about this game, though, just like with Mario Run, just like with Pokemon Duel, just like with a lot of the better mobile games that exist in the world today, you actually have a good amount
Let's go.
of just quick play. And I think that's important in the mobile world, especially. Like, I don't always necessarily have time. Man, she is just such a beast, yo. Serena is a beast. It's just so important to have like this ability to just run in, play for like 10, 15 minutes at a time, and then just be done. So I love that about this. As far as replayability is concerned, yes, you can replay a lot of missions and get a lot of the unlockables. In this game, I don't know how much I like it to want to go ahead and replay certain stages, unless I'm severely underpowered in the later stages of the game. That's kind of going to be the only way that I'm personally going to go back and basically just redo stages, because I would have to be underpowered. Basically, that's how I kind of treat all RPGs. Like, if I don't feel like, unless they're Pokemon games, if I don't feel like there's a lot of replayability to certain parts, I won't do it unless I'm underpowered. And in this game, I could see that happening. I could see myself being overpowered. I'm currently with the character Anna. I'm already feeling she's underpowered, and I might just go back and throw down on some of the easier missions just to go ahead and bring her up to snuff with the rest of the team, because of the fact she keeps fainting, she's not leveling up the way that everybody else is, and that's a problem for me. Because I have this weird OCD where I like them to always be either at the same level or at least one level apart. Alright, so here's Xander's final text. You fought well. I admit defeat. This means the contract that binds us is now broken. Those of my world are no longer compelled to fight you or to invade the Ashgrim Kingdom. But I choose to stay at the side of Princess Veronica. Next time we meet, I will defeat you. So he's just an all-out douche. I'm pretty sure people who played Conquest could just verify that for me. I should ask, if you've played Conquest, is Xander the same? Or is he actually worse in that game? Somebody throw it in the chat if you feel compelled to. How can a hero like Xander choose to stay loyal to Veronica and the Emblean Empire? There are heroes who help the people of our world by their own free will. There's something about you that wins over heroes very quickly, Nice 193, but it's highly unusual and happens only rarely. Two of my best friends are heroes, that's why they stay with us. I only wish I had more friends like them. I told you before, Sharina, heroes are not friends, only our allies. Don't get close to them. Well, Alphonse is kind of a dick. Oh, don't be prickly. You'd think that only because you were once very close to a hero. And that one left to go home. Enough, Sharina. Well, am I right or not? Let's speak of it no more. We should make our way back to the castle. Surely there's another mission that we need to prepare for. Alright. Alright, so new difficulty modes have been added to Chapter 2. Class cleared, class 2 to 5, 500, nice. Alright, so unlock Chapter 3. We're gonna hit that up on another stream. Just my battery life is getting to that low point. We're at 6% right now. I gotta get this thing on a charger. Streaming takes up a lot of battery life apparently. That being said though, I'm still having a lot of fun with this game. Still early on. We still haven't performed a summon yet. We definitely have to do a summon next time we're on the stream. Because I think there's a lot of value into exploring more about this game. Like I said, with Pokemon Duel, I think I explored a lot more of that game a lot faster. Haven't done it here yet. I'm going to. So don't worry guys. Next chapter. Before we start the next chapter, we are definitely going to do a summoning. And we're going to go see how these new characters work. We're going to see if it's worth it. I've been kind of trying to hoard the orbs. I didn't want to, summon anybody until I could at least, build up a nice little pool of orbs. We're at 32 right now. Not necessarily the amount that I want to do it with, but push comes to shove. Maybe we'll throw some money down on this game. Just depending on how well the summoning mechanic works for me. Alright guys, but before I let you go, I gotta hit you up with these social media links one more time. You can hit me up on Twitter at Nice1983, NYCEONE983. You can email me at nice1983@gmail.com. You can check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/Nintendo Power Zone. If you're a fan of the podcast, go ahead and check out the Nintendo Power Zone podcast on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher Radio. And you can watch us live here on YouTube. Guys, that's gonna be it for this stream. Thank you so much for watching. Stay fresh. Deuces.